or bike off the speedway.
As we take a look at last week's feature winner in the late model division, car number 91, driven by Scott Drake from Xenia, Ohio. We're here at Columbus Motor Speedway, where we'll have twin 30-lap late model features on this hot summer night.
Trophy Dash, your fastest 4 limited sportsman qualifiers, battling it out for 4 laps. The lineup goes like this in the budget car sales. Groveport Service Center Lumina. On the front row inside, that is Zero Hill. Alongside in car number 20, the Brown & Son Tree Service Beach Performance Pontiac of Mike Brown. Brown outside row number 1. Then in the back row, second and fast time. First to the second fast qualifier. He'll start inside of that second row in that Mopar, car 01, Jerry Buck. Buck in 01, and your fast qualifier just missing the new track record tonight. The Roswell's Racing Engines, Rodney's Auto Sales entry of Jim Kidd. 4 cars, 4 laps. Here on NASCAR Souvenir Night and Mako Auto Painting and Collision Center Night at the races. Your limited sportsman trophy dash, ready to get down to it. We'll call that a false start. Starter Jim Paul pulls out the caution flag. The car's not in proper alignment. Brown on the front row. Buck and Kidd out back. That's better. Hill leads him into turn number 1. Mike Brown runs second. Jim Kidd, who came from 16th starting spot to win last week in the feature, runs third. Now he battles with Jerry Buck for that spot. It's still Zero Hill, the leader. The halfway point. And a resurgent Brown challenging Hill on the outside. Good 2-groove racing here in the Trophy Dash. Wide flag this time. We heard a little bit of misfiring there. We're not sure if that was one of the Zero's car or Mike Brown's car. Leading off the 4th turn is Brown, but here comes Hill. Mike Brown, your winner. Zero Hill is second, Jim Kidd third, and Jerry Buck rounds out your limited sportsman trophy dash. Brown with his second trophy dash victory of the 1994 racing season. His best feature finish came 2 weeks ago for Mike Brown during the Bob Evans Memorial Day Classic. He came home second in that feature event. But this his second Trophy Dash victory of 1994. Again, the sponsors on the car: Buckeye Auto Parts, Beach and Sun Tree Service. I'm sorry, Brown and Sun Tree Service, Beach Performance A1 Radiator. On it in the Speedway office. James Rudolph to the Speedway office. Okay, the alignment for the first limited sportsman heat event. On the pole in car 23, that is John Matthews, alongside 5 Bob Grubal. Row number 2 consists of 13 Jerry Jones and 45 John Strobel. Then comes Dave Ritchie Jr. and Dave Beard. In the 3rd row, rounding out the field, Ron Holbein Jr. and Jim McCauley in 27. Jerry Jones to the outside of car 23 in turn 4. And Jones almost makes contact against the front stretch wall. John Strobel moves past. He now hounds your leader. John Strobel in 45, runs second. Now he runs first, and we have a caution. Ron Holbein Jr. up in smoke in a big way, and we're going to have to roll the kitty litter truck this direction. And Bob Gruball holds down the 5th spot. 7 laps remain. Strobel beneath the leader on the backstretch, and he now takes over. John Strobel. Next we see Jerry Jones trying to move underneath car 23 of John Matthews. Jones sets out after Strobel, your leader. Moving up to third is Dave Ritchie Jr. Halfway this time. Strobel, Jones. Now Ritchie closing in on Jones. John Matthews runs in fourth. Bob Gruball is 5th. Two laps remain. A good race for that runner-up spot. Now Jones a little too hot into turn 4. Ritchie moves underneath. Meantime, white flag for John Strobel. And now Dave Ritchie Jr. is second. Your leader rounds turn 3 and 4. Heads for home, it's John Strobel. Dave Ritchie second. Third, Jerry Jones. Finishing 4th, John Matthews. And rounding out the top 5, Bob Gruball. So the first heat race for the Limited Sportsman division's now in the record books. Jesse Cyrus, contact the tower. Jesse Cyrus, contact the tower, please. Mako auto refinishing night at the races with 4 Mako centers in Columbus, Ohio. The first one opened in 1974 on Fairwood Avenue. Your local Mako centers paint and repair over 6,000 cars per year. White flag, the lineup for the Limited Sportsman second heat race. That's Randy Sword riding shotgun on the field. Flanking him in 29 is Bob Justice. Row number 2. Back there we find Bobby Allensworth in 36 and 76, Buddy Townsend. Then in number 4 tonight, that is Joe Hill. Joe Hill in number 4. 86 is Mike Holland. In car number 2, your 5th fast qualifier, Don Gregory Jr. 8 laps. fends off Bob Justice. Buddy Townsend holds down that third spot. Now Townsend and Bob Justice do battle for the runner-up spot. Townsend is now second. Running third, that's a close, or is Bob Justice. Fourth, a close battle, that's Joe Hill in fourth. Bobby Allensworth in 36. Halfway, cross flag signal this time. Randy Sword sets the pace down the backstretch. We see Don Gregory Jr. in trouble. He was sideways in turns 1 and 2. He keeps it going in the right direction. Now it's Joe Hill making his presence known in car number 4. Sword winless in heat race action. Joe Hill now closing on Buddy Townsend. Sword will take the white flag. Townsend and Joe Hill, a tight battle for second. Your winner will be Randy Sword. Second will be close. Finishing second is Joe Hill. Third, Buddy Townsend. Unofficially. Fourth goes to Bob Justice. So again, Sword walks away with his first heat race victory of 1994. The car, the 93 Lumina, is the Bob Evans 94 Camaro. It's Lonnie Rush from Pickerington, Ohio. Rush in 83. Alongside, gotta be the surprise of the night, Bobby Edwards back in action here. A different car with third fast time. Starting outside, row number 1, Bobby Edwards. Row 2, your current track record holder. Car number 6, current point leader, also Jerry Mitchell. Fast time tonight, almost a track record, not quite. From Urbana, Mike Ward. 4 laps, your fastest 4 late model qualifiers. False start. Rush looked to get out of shape off the 4th turn, slipped up into Bobby Edwards. So we'll get a white this time and be underway the next time around. Lonnie Rush, Bobby Edwards, Jerry Mitchell, and Mike Ward. Edwards with the advantage into turn 1. Down the backstretch they go. Now Edwards spins in turn 2. Oh, gets it stopped before he contacts Mr. Concrete over there. We're not sure where Bobby Edwards is going. That'll be a false start for sure. Edwards moved to the inside of Jerry Mitchell on the backstretch. Speed entering turn number 3. 3 laps remain. Mike Ward trying to hold on. He'll go to the outside of Rush. Halfway this time. Now we see Mitchell sweeping past. Bonnie Rush with about a 2-car length advantage down the backstretch. He'll receive the white flag this time. Rush, the Trophy Dash winner a week ago. And he'll take again. Your winner, Lonnie Rush. Finishing behind him, Jerry Mitchell, Mike Ward, and Bobby Edwards. For the first heat race, 10 laps for the late models in this event. On the pole, it's Burgess White. Beside him in car number 1, that is Terry Humphrey. The second row finds Scott Drake, and outside in 26, Bill Cantley. Then in row number 3, car 92, Donnie Renner, and 16, Mike Simpson. Rounding out the field, car number 10, George Fisher, and 8, Gary Carter. 10 laps. All right, a lot of antsiness here this evening. Everybody trying to get the jump on the start. We got the front row together. Terry Humphrey with the advantage down the backstretch. Burgess White in 59. Third is Scott Drake. It's Humphrey, Burgess White, Scott Drake, Gary Carter. Two laps. We see Bill Cantley off the pace on the backstretch. Appears to be tire smoke from Burgess White's car. It's only doing it in the corners. We see Bill Cantley pulls off the track in turn 4. He is out. Burgess White, a good run in this race. He runs second. Looks to be Carter closing a little bit on Scott Drake. They'll complete lap number 7. This time. Burgess White feeling his oats right on the back bumper of Terry Humphrey. The advantage Scott Drake holds over Gary Carter as stabilized or stretched. Now Drake begins to close on the lead duo. White flag. 1/6 of a mile to go for Terry Humphrey. And it'll be Terry Humphrey, your winner. Burgess White hangs on for second. Third is Scott Drake. Fourth goes to Gary Carter, and in fifth, that is Mike Simpson in car 16, your fourth place make that 5th place finisher. The NASCAR Souvenir Night prizes this evening. Creative Design Sportswear is a leader in officially licensed by NASCAR t-shirts, sweatshirts, and jackets. The 2nd late model heater race. That's Gary Smith in car number 70 from New Philadelphia, Ohio, on the pole. Beside him in 44 from Lockbourne, it's Joe DeFelice. Second row, pair of veteran competitors, Skip Thornton in 86. And 81, Don Wetnall. Then comes Randy Maynard Jr., Bob Bocook, Robbie Dean, Danny Eves, and Carlton Smith. 10 racing laps. Again, up all starts. Gary Smith with a big jump as the cars exited the 4th turn. This a record night for fall karts. Line them up, try it again. Smith and DeFelice. The new Philadelphia, Ohio driver leads the field. And now Bob Bocook. He spun there in hot laps. He loops it here in this heat race. A little further back than normal. Here we go, 1 lap down. Gary Smith, your leader. We see Wetnall on the move beside Skip Thornton. That car has been very fast the last couple of weeks. Don Wetnall in A1. Smith with about a 4 or 5 car length advantage. They'll complete the 3rd circuit this time. Thornton nearly lost the rear end off the 4th turn. Wetnall takes advantage. He runs 3rd. He'll set his sights on Joe DeFelice. Now it's DeFelice closing on a conservative Gary Smith. Cross flags, you got it halfway this time. DeFelice wants to try the high side. The former street stock track champion tries to move around Gary Smith. They're wheel to wheel. And DeFelice with the advantage down the backstretch. 7 laps complete. DeFelice on the move. To go. And we see, Randy Maynard with a spin. Randy Maynard spins in car 39. Skip Thornton and Danny Eves, your front 5. DeFelice holds a conservative line, but Wetnall is not so conservative. White flag. Don Wetnall moves past Gary Smith, goes after the leader. Your winner will be Joe DeFelice. Coming home second, Don Wetnall. Third is Gary Smith. Unofficially fourth is Skip Thornton, I believe. Checking with official scoring. Fourth place was Dan Eves. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Dan Eves finishes fourth. Jim Knuckles, contact the tower, please. Ready to do battle? Fastest four street stock qualifiers. On the pole, in car number 70 from Columbus, it's Heavy Hill. Outside in 17. Third fast time tonight, your current track record holder, Steve Tuttle. Now back. Second quick time in car 22. Donald Parsons is the third. And on the tail, fast time tonight, Danny Brown. 4 laps. That's Heavy Hill holding a slight advantage over Steve Tuttle and Donald Parsons. Halfway this time. With his first Trophy Dash appearance of 1994, he gets a white flag. Now Donald Parsons with a hello, how do you do to Steve Tuttle in turn 1. Hill now with a car length advantage down the backstretch. In his first Trophy Dash appearance this season, it's Heavy Hill the winner. Donald Parsons was second. Third, too close for me to call. Steve Tuttle comes home third, and Danny Brown is fourth. In 98. Don Gillum in 49.11 is Rick Rodewall. Gary Stilson 21. 77 is Kevin Lococo. Then comes Leonard Jarvis in 33 and Jim New in car 41. The first of 3 street stock heat races. Dicing it out for 8 laps. Kevin Lococo trying to go 3 deep. Russ Harper, I believe he did that last week. Short tracking down the, oh, and we got a collision. Big time collision on the backstretch. That's Kevin Lococo, Don Gillum. They don't look like they're going to go move. Good. And we got a red flag. Red flag. A rookie. Stuckey the leader, but Rodewalt in a big hurry moves to the outside and takes over that top spot. Rick Rodewalt now out front. Dean Stuckey is second. Jim New runs third. We see Don Gillum trying to move around Russ Harper for that fourth position. Rodewalt the leader. 1/4 of the way through this 8-lap event. Now Don Gillum moves beneath Jim New to take over third. New is off the pace in car 41. Jim New off the racetrack. Halfway for Rick Rodewalt. That's Dean Stuckey holding down that runner-up spot. Don Gillum trying to make up some ground on Stuckey. Rodewalt winless in heat race action here at the Speedway. Now with almost a full straightaway advantage. The white flag pulled from its perch by the starter, Jim Paul. Rodewalt, your leader, he'll take the white flag this time. Stuckey still second. Your winner, his first heat race victory of 1994, Rick Rodewalt. A happy camper. Stuckey holds on for second. Third is Don Gillum. And coming around fourth, that'll be Russ Harper. The winner, Rick Rodewalt, his first heat race win of 1994. He's a maintenance man from Columbus. Car is sponsored by Delcar Auto Wrecking, Alban Equipment, and Rick, Tim, and Randy's Race Cars. Rick Rodewalt, car number 11. And 88, that's Bruce Holmes. Row number 2, Jim Hersey in 31, and 93, Jamie Hunt. Then comes Bubba Parsons in 25, and alongside 89, that is Herb Pennington. The next car we understand is for sale. Car number 12, Don Parsons, drives car that or starts there, and outside 91, Sean Gray. 8 laps. The leader. Currently second is Bruce Holmes. Now we see Jamie Hunt making his way on the outside. Moore holding his own. the first week out for that car number 8. Now he's sideways off the 4th turn. And Hunt, Jamie Hunt takes advantage. That's Bruce Holmes holding on in 3rd. Jim Hersey 4th. Halfway this time. Now Hunt with a couple of inch advantage. Moore and Hunt. Oh! Collision on the front stretch. That will be a red flag. A red flag. Jamie Hunt, heavy collision on the front stretch. He's okay out of that car. He and Bob Moore with hard contact off the 4th turn. The leader. 4 laps to go. We see Bubba testing the outside of Jim Hersey for the runner-up spot. Bruce Holmes still the leader. Parsons unable to hold that high line. Hersey pulls ahead. Herb Pennington runs in 4th. Don Parsons 5th. The white flag will be unfurled this time by, it's Bruce Holmes at the front. Now we see Big Daddy Don Parsons trying to make a move on 4th place, Herb Pennington. And with his first heat race of the season, Bruce Holmes. Jim Hersey is 2nd, 3rd, Bubba Parsons, 4th, Don Parsons Sr. And rounding out the top 5, that is Pennington. Supporters of Bruce Holmes' racing habit include Delco Auto Electric, JC Radiator, Alley's Machine Shop, the Back Street Band, Marino's Pizza, Juanita's Nightclub, Wells Machine Shop, and Brunner Mechanical Contractors. A lot of first-time winners this evening. Let's hear it for Bruce Holmes, your winner. Wide range of painting and collision services from economy services to base coat, clear coat paint jobs. We also do minor rust repairs to extensive frame straightening. Probably ought to stop back and see Jamie Hunt, I'd say. And collision repairs. All right, now we'll set your starting order for this, the 3rd and final street stock heat race. Randy Tharp and Scott Stevens comprise the first row. They're followed by 36 Jimmy Romans and 43 Mike Schweier. Next up we have Norman Ackerman at 15. 27, that's Dave Deisinger. Last but not least, 4 Phil Gussler and 18 Bo Davis. 8 laps. Randy Tharp pulls ahead through turns 1 and 2. See Jimmy Romans trying to hold on to second position. Now we're going to see collision as Dave Dysinger has a coming together with Scott Stevens. Stevens is out in turn number 1 off the racetrack. Randy Tharp the leader. 2 laps complete. It's Tharp. Then comes Mike Schweier and Jimmy Romans on wheel to wheel. Now Phil Gussler almost loops it in turn 1, but he keeps going. We see Dave Dysinger in the infield with a flat tire. Halfway. Tharp begins to distance himself from second place, Mike Schweier. But now Schweier begins to chip away at that lead. Still Romans is third. Norman Ackerman fourth. Now we see Norman Ackerman off the track in turn number 1. He falls to the back of the pack. The battle heats up for the lead. Tharp still holds on. White flag this time. Schweier trying that high groove. He slips in turn 1. He'll have to deal with Jimmy Romans for second. Now Romans immediately the outside of Randy Tharp, but it's going to be too little too late. Your winner, Randy Tharp, by a half car length over Jimmy Romans. Rounding out the top 5 was, try to figure that out, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place, please. Finishing 3rd, Phil Gussler. 4th was Mike Schweier, and 5th, Bo Davis.
Without me too. That's what I like about people have heard the new Martina McBride song? You guys like Martina McBride? She good? I like her. She came out with a song a couple months back called My banner. I just recently won the Ohio Country and Western Music Association's Columbus Metro Chapter Queen Division, which means July 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'll be competing against all the other chapters in the state of Ohio out at Frontier Ranch for a 3-day competition, with the big competition being on Sunday. So if you guys get a chance, you ought to come out. We got 2-day passes for $10. You can camp overnight. They've got softball games going on with all the radio stations. Everything. We ought to have a blast. So I hope everybody gets a chance to come out, get to hear some of the best talent in the state. You can't get better than that. All the best talent in the state of Ohio in one place on one day. We're talking about ages between 0 to 5. No, wait. 0 to 8, 8 to 12, 13 to 15, 15 to 17, and 18 and up. So you'll get to see little kids all the way up to adults. So you ought to come out down at Frontier Ranch, July 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm going to do one more tune. Little Mary Chapin Carpenter tune called He Thinks He'll Keep Her.
as we take a look at the the Columbus Motor Speedway track. And we will be racing with the feature events in just a couple of seconds. Speaking of Killcare, I just do want to remind you that not only does Pennstroke Productions videotape here at Columbus Motor Speedway each and every week, but at Killcare Speedway and Killcare Dragway for the Midwest's finest video racing series, Pennstroke Productions. We will be here with all the exciting feature racing action in just a couple of seconds, and that will include the twin late model features coming at you in just a couple of seconds.
A moped race. All right, if we're just about ready.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say can that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Okay, so that's from Barbara Paul. Let's hear it from Barbara Paul out entertaining here tonight. Here at the Speedway. Starting on the pole in car number 81, former track champion from Columbus, Ohio, Don Wetnall. Wetnall in 81, and alongside in 39, Randy Maynard Jr. on the second row. With his best qualifying attempt of 1994, car number 2, truck driver by trade, it's Bob Bocook, and another trucker on the outside of that row, the 5-time track champion, Robbie Dean in 94. In row number 3, car 19, Centerville, Ohio, body shop owner by trade, it's Carlton Smith. And beside him, a one-time feature winner this season, Danny Eves. Then comes an entrepreneur by trade, car number 83, out of Pennington, Lonnie Rush. And beside him, car 29, Bobby Edwards. The next row contains your second fast and fast qualifier this evening. Current point leader starts on the inside. That is Jerry Mitchell. Beside him in car 61, fast time tonight with a blistering 14.199, Mike Ward. A veteran is next, car 86 with one of his best seasons in several years, Skip Thornton. And a former street stock track champion beside him, 44, Joe DeFelice. Rounding out the field in car number 70, it is Gary Smith. In car 8, that's Gary Carter. Next in car number 10, the driver is George Fisher. And 16, that is Mike Simpson. Then comes Donnie Ritter and Bill Cantley. Scott Drake, who will be going after $1,200 if he can win tonight's first 30-lapper. Beside him in car number 1, Terry Humphrey. And on the tail, car 59, Burgess White. Let's hear it for all these drivers. Send them off the Mako Pace Truck paces the field around 30 laps. Await the NASCAR Winston Racing Series late model drivers. Wetnall slips off turn 2, and Randy Maynard Jr. leads the feature. We see Lonnie Rush and Mike Ward in tight company, back in the pack. Ward to the outside. And a yellow. Yellow flag. We see Scott Drake sideways. That's George Fisher and Mike Simpson with heavy contact down there at turn number 1. Paramedics at the scene. We'll get your report, a driver's report, as soon as we have one available. Jerry Mitchell. We see Lonnie Rush almost with a spin. It looks like trouble for Rush. Robbie Dean and Don Wetnall dice it out for second. Mike Ward continues to move on the outside, and Rush again into the outside retaining wall on the backstretch. Randy Maynard, your leader. Again, Wetnall tests the outside of Robbie Dean. And Skip Thornton with a spin. Skip Thornton with a spin in 86, turn 2. Roll it again. 7 laps are down. Again, Mike Ward to the outside of Carlton Smith. We see Burgess White back out of the pits. Mike Ward continues to work on Carlton Smith in the high groove. Dean keeping about the same distance between himself and the leader. Burgess White is out in car 59. Laps down, Randy Maynard leads Robbie Dean. Danny Eves Eves is third. Don Wetnall back and forth. And now Bill Cantley brings out the caution flag in turn 2. Cantley in car 26. "13 laps are down. Halfway through this 30 lapper, 15 laps are down. Now Jerry Mitchell working the I groove. He's up to try to pass Bob Bocook. Meantime, Eves begins to slow. It looks like Wetnall up to challenge him for third. Wetnall struggling on the outside of Danny Eves. Maynard out front. Ten laps to go. 10 laps. To the inside. Mitchell down to the inside behind Bob Bocook. He's waiting for Don Wetnall to do something. Maynard and Dean out front, way out front. 5 laps, 5 to go. Continues to fly his straight outside of Bob Bocook. Randy Maynard checking out in 39. White flag this time for Randy Maynard Jr. A good battle back there for 3rd through 6th. With his first ever late model feature win, Randy Maynard Jr. Second to Robbie Dean. This will be close for 3rd. It'll be Danny Eves. Don Wetnall is 4th unofficially. 5th unofficially goes to Bob Bocook. No doubt about the winner. He took control from the get-go and led all the way. Scott Drake unable to make it from his starting berth. So the the Winston Challenge will go to $1,400 for Randy Maynard Jr. Randy Maynard Jr. clamors from behind the wheel. His first ever feature win in the late model division. Come on out, Randy. Let's hear it. Randy Maynard Jr., your winner. 2 feature wins for this race car. We'll go down trackside with Bob Neubauer for award with your winner.
Randy, how many feature wins does this make for you?
This is my first one.
Feels kind of good, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
I know you guys worked hard. This car, Gary drove it to a victory the first night. This is your first feature win, but there were some guys behind you, too.
Yep, I want to thank all the crew, my mom, my dad, Mako tonight, and all the fans. Thanks.
Hey, listen, wait a minute. I keep telling the people all these great hot dogs you guys feed me back there. Is that what makes you go fast?
Yeah, plenty of hot dogs.
Let's again, how about a hand? Randy Maynard, car number 39, our feature winner. And just
Okay, so Bob Neubauer down trackside with a very front. Dave Ritchie Jr. will start on the pole. Beside him in 73, that is Randy Sward. Second row in 29, Bob Justice. And 36, Bobby Allensworth. Allensworth in 36. That's Buddy Townsend in car 76. And remember tonight, number 4 is Joe Hill. Moving to the next row, Mike Holland is in the green 86. Don Gregory Jr. sits outside of him in that 4th row. Row 5, that's Donnie Zero Hill, and outside in 20, Mike Brown. Then comes the Mopar of Jerry Buck, and alongside your fast qualifier tonight, we'll see if he can move up. Jim Kidd came from 16th starting spot last week to take the feature win. We'll see if he can do so from his starting berth tonight. The rest of the field, John Strobel and Jerry Jones, Bob Gruball, John Matthews, and Dave Beard starts on the tail. There goes that Mako Auto Painting and Collision Center pace truck. Here they come. Dave Ritchie and Randy Sward. 30 laps. Is Randy Sward. Bob Justice trying to move around for the runner-up spot. Dave Ritchie now runs 3rd. Jerry Buck off the pace in car 01. Meantime, Randy Sward still the leader. Buck withdrawals in car 01. Your second fast qualifier is out. We see Buddy Townsend now challenging Dave Ritchie for 3rd position. Now here comes Justice. The other guy on the move is Zero Hill. He is parked right on the back bumper of Buddy Townsend. Now the race for the lead. It's Randy Sward and Bob Justice. Davis, the new leader. Third is Dave Ritchie. Townsend begins to drift backwards a bit. Oh, now we see Don Gregory Jr. to the inside of Dave Ritchie. Gregory now third. Following Gregory through is Zero Hill. Down. Gregory on a tear. He disposes of Randy Sward. He'll go after your leader next. The lap car of Dave Beard ahead. They're door-to-door down the backstretch. And your new leader is Don Gregory Jr. Randy Sward still runs third. Zero Hill to the outside of third place, Randy Sward. And Hill takes over third. Ritchie now trying to move around Randy Sward. Ritchie with his best run of the year. We see Joe Hill squirrely in that car 4. He loses several positions in turn 2. Hill now on the backstretch. Gregory's best finish this year, a 5th place 1 week ago. He is on the move tonight. So you got to tip your hat to Dave Ritchie Jr. His best career run, a 4th place right now in car 35. Remain 8 laps. Again, it's Don Gregory Jr., Bob Justice, Zero Hill, Dave Ritchie. Now Randy Sward and Mike Brown go at it for a 4th spot. Make that 5th spot. Remain. 5 to go. Dasher Dave Ritchie Jr. for 4th spot. And now Mike Brown in car 20 is 4th. Jim Kidd now up to 5th. Kidd started back in the 12th spot. More lap traffic ahead for Donnie Gregory. White flag this time. The 1992 track champion, his first win of 1994, Donnie Gregory Jr. Second will be Bob Justice. Third is Zero Hill. Fourth, Mike Brown. And fifth, Jim Kidd. Green, white, checkered. Let's hear it for all the limited sportsman competitors. So a quick run. I hope those late models got their cars tuned up, ready to come back out. We're moved quickly through that event. Previous to tonight, Don Gregory Jr.'s best finish, a 5th place last Saturday night. Hey Bob, 92. One available. Well, that was interesting. Almost a collision on the front stretch. Okay, here we go with the finishing order from the Limited Sportsman feature event. Your winner, of course, Don Gregory Jr. Second was Bob Justice. Zero Hill was 3rd. Mike Brown finishes 4th. Jim Kidd in 5th spot. 6th was John Strobel. 7th, Dave Ritchie Jr. Joe Hill came home 8th, followed by Randy Swart in 9th, and 10th, Mike Holland. So that's your top 10. Wait a minute here. Let me check this to make sure. Yeah, that's correct. That's the correct top 10. Bob Neubauer is down there. Robert.
Well, Donnie, 1992 track champion time last year, taking a year off. This is the first one this year. We back en route towards the championship, maybe?
Well, I hope so. We've been working so hard trying to figure this brand new car out, and it's been really hard.
How about giving a quick plug to some of the sponsors and the people helping you?
Well, I want to thank Dick Beard Construction, Ohio Trailer Supply, Fox Bonding, Kennard Siding, Advanced Air, Fun Trail Vans, and everybody that's helped me. I appreciate it.
Donnie, when I was back at Pitts earlier this afternoon, you guys were all eating cake. Did you save any to celebrate with now?
Well, I don't know. I'm too excited to even eat now.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, how about a round of applause?
Beside him in 44, that is Joe DeFelice. The second row, car 23, might make that 29. That is Bobby Edwards. And 19, Carlton Smith. In the third row, your second and first fastest qualifiers. I should say your first and second fastest qualifiers. Starting inside, it's Mike Ward. Ward in 61. And car 6, Jerry Mitchell. The current point leader starts outside row 3. Then comes Bob Bocook in 2. 81 is Don Wetnall. Then we have 7, Denny Eves. 94, Robbie Dean. 39, Randy Maynard Jr. 92, that is, 92, Donnie Renner. 8, Gary Carter. 83, Lonnie Rush. 86, Skip Thornton. 59, Burgess White. 26, Bill Cantley. And 70, Gary Smith. Apparently Scott Drake unable to answer the call. And we got trouble on the start. Trouble on the start. False starts. False start. Carlton Smith. Slow in turns 3 and 4 on the restart, or on the initial start. We don't know if there's some sort of problem with his police. This time Carlton Smith comes up to speed pretty well. And we got a green flag. The leader is Terry Humphrey. Bobby Edwards runs second. Mike Ward is third. Jerry Mitchell checks up almost into the back of Joe DeFelice, but it isn't him. Now DeFelice settles in at 5th. Ward and Mitchell go after Edwards. 4 laps this time. Car appears to be slowing. Looks to be a deflating right front tire, I believe, on Bobby Edwards, car 29. And now Mike Ward is second. The Urbana driver is winless in 1994. And Jerry Mitchell now testing Mike Ward for the runner-up spot. Mitchell, too, is winless, although he leads the points. He'll go after your race leader next. Humphrey and Mitchell touch in turn 2. And Jerry Mitchell, your leader. Back to second is Terry Humphrey. Mike Ward is third. Bobby Edwards 4th, and Robbie Dean 5th. with 2 runner-up finishes this season, looking for the win tonight. Edwards continues to run that car with a deflating right front tire. Low on air is Edwards right front. Ward moving up to challenge Terry Humphrey for second. Again, we see Don Whatnall running that high groove. This race trying to pass Joe DeFelice. Bill Cayley is out of it in car 26. And Burgess White with a spin. Mitchell sees the yellow and slows. 21 laps are down. Your first caution of this event. 9 laps remain. Mitchell, Humphrey, Ward, Dean, and Edwards, your top 5. As I suspected, Mike Ward immediately to the outside of Terry Humphrey. Humphrey and Ward touch in turn 4. And Ward is second. Next it's Robbie Dean to take Terry Humphrey's measure. This is the best we've seen Robbie Dean run all year. Don Whatnall has now moved to 5th spot, and Maynard follows him through. Maynard will try to move around Whatnall in turn 4. Maynard and Whatnall swapping paint in 1 and 2 for that 5th spot. Ronnie Dean is up to 3rd. Randy Maynard now runs 5th all the way from 12th starting spot. The first feature winner closing on Terry Humphrey. We see the white flag being pulled out. White flag for Jerry Mitchell. Your 5th different feature winner in 8 races, Jerry Mitchell. Maynard comes up short. Finishing 2nd, Mike Ward. 3rd, Robbie Dean. 4th, Terry Humphrey. Randy Maynard Jr. came up about a half a car length short of that 4th spot. Maynard comes from 12th and finishes 5th. Let's hear it. His first feature win of the season, Jerry Mitchell. Jerry Mitchell, your winner. It's been a long time since this driver has visited Victory Lane. Mitchell pulling that helmet off. Okay, so we'll go down trackside with Bob Neubauer and Jerry Mitchell.
Well, Jeff, he comes into this one leading the points tonight, and Jerry, I think 3 times you've been second. This is the first win this season.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I was getting tired of it. We had to win one sooner or later. This is the last night for this car.
You're going to sell this?
It's sold.
Somebody bought it already.
Yeah, from a guy from over at Midville, bought the car.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know, I might be running around here next week.
You got the points lead. You're going to change cars. Long season ahead yet, though. It's not over.
The only thing I can say is the car owner's got a lot of confidence, and I got a lot of confidence in him.
How long has it been since you won a feature?
Oh, about 3 weeks. We won one at Midville.
That counts. They're on a roll. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, how about a big round of applause? Jerry Mitchell, your feature winner in the second leg. And Jeff, I think we've got...
Street stock feature. Here we go, I got it. Let's see. Front row consists of, Rick Rodewalt and Bruce Holmes. In row 2, that's Jim Hersey, Bubba Parsons. Then comes Scott Stevens in 26 and 89, Herb Pennington. The 4th row, Mike Schweier and Sean Gray. Then comes Dave Dicing, your point leader coming in tonight. Alongside of him, that's Randy Tharp. Bo Davis is next. Outside of Bo in 36, that is Jimmy Runs. Then comes Heavy Hill in 70. 15, Norman Ackerman. Let's see, who else is back there? I see Steve Tuttle. Who else do I see back there? Phil Gussler. The guy's not getting lined up too well. Phil Gussler. We see Big Daddy Don Parsons moving up in there. That car again for sale. Don Parsons Thunderbird is for sale. We also see Danny Brown out there. We're going to red flag this and get them lined up correctly. Other cars in this event, Steve Tuttle in 17. Jamie Hunt. They got that car repaired. They must have visited a local Mako collision repair center. Also back there is Russ Harper and Kevin Lococo in 77. Rick Rodewald and Bruce Holmes lead them around 25 laps. We see Jimmy Romans making his way through about 4 or 5 cars. Romans in 36 is up to 5th spot. It's still a battle for the lead between Rick Rodewald and Bruce Holmes. Now we see Jim Hersey making contact with Bubba Parsons. They all keep going though. Now Holmes with the advantage. He led the feature for a long time last week, and he's out front again tonight. It's Bruce Holmes, Rick Rodewald, Jim Hersey, and Bubba Parsons, door to door for 3rd spot. Complete. Now Bubba Parsons shuffled back a couple positions. Jimmy Rowan started back in 12th spot. He's up to 4th. flag for Kevin Lococo. Heavy smoke from that car. Still Holmes the leader. Lap traffic. See him moving around Russ Harper. Jimmy Roman's up to third. They'll complete lap number 10 this time. Bruce Holmes, Rick Rodewald, Jimmy Roman, Scott Stevens. Now we see Herb Pennington trying to move around Bubba Parsons. Roman's to the inside of Rodewald for the runner-up spot. And he'll take over second. Jimmy Roman's is second. Into the inside, down front stretch wall. Now we see Mike Schweier in car 43, apparently a flat tire on that car. Schweier in 43 trying to make his way across the racetrack into the infield. Schweier is out, and we've got a new leader on the backstretch. It's Jimmy Roman. They'll work lap traffic this time. Russ Harper again. Scott Stevens is second. We see your point leader, Dave Dysinger. He's up to fourth spot, followed by Donald Parsons. Dysinger trying to move around Bubba Parsons for third. Roman's the leader. Scott Stevens barely misses Jimmy Romans. They work through the lap traffic of Heavy Hill. Now Dysinger looks to have third spot. Dysinger goes after the lead duo, followed closely by Donald Parsons and Danny Brown. Oh, Dysinger sideways in turn 4. He saves it. Five laps to go this time. The race, a heated one for third as Donald Parsons sweeps past Dave Dysinger. And Jimmy Romans is off the pace. Romans is slowing in 36, your race leader. Scott Stevens down front. But I'll tell you what, Donald Parsons is closing. Romans continues to slow on the backstretch. The battle for the lead. Oh, beneath the lap car of Heavy Hill. Close that time, and we got a red flag as Jim Romans stops in turns 3 and 4. Tough break for Romans. He was leading much of the event. 21 laps are down, 4 to go. 22 laps complete this time. I stand corrected, that was 21 laps complete now, 21 down. This will be the end of lap, or 22 down this time. Okay. I stand corrected, the lap counter a lap behind. White flag this time. White flag, Scott Stevens the leader. Donald Parsons trying to hold on. Dave Dysinger is third. His second feature win of 1994, Scott Stevens. Donald Parsons comes up second. Third is Dave Dysinger. Fourth, Danny Brown. And fifth, Phil Gutzler. So a full night of racing action. Finally got out of here at a decent hour, 10:20, not bad. Scott Stevens, the winner. Once again, next Saturday night, the Wing Sprint Car Spring Nationals, $1,000 to the winner of the Scott Stevens is out of that car. Let's hear it for Scott Stevens, his second feature win of 1994. And we'll go down trackside with Bob Neubauer. So Bob down there with an excited crew. Scott Stevens, the winner. We'll go ahead and take the pictures. Thanks for coming out, folks. And we'll see you out here next Saturday night for the Wing Sprint Car event. The Wing Sprint Cars Spring Nationals